Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on the Chinese Zodiac and Horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for you guys born in the year of the Rooster. So welcome back all my Rooster friends. How we cock-a-doodle-doo in this week? Let's find out, shall we, as we shuffle these cards up, move them around, mix them up and down, drop a couple here, drop a couple there, throw them all around, and finally stop and find three for you guys. I would like to just remind you, though, I do this with my eyes closed, so I think that I actually shuffle these quite well. Even if I do sometimes make a couple of mistakes here and there. Anyway, let's stop about there. I'm going to take that one from the bottom. I'm going to take that one from the middle. I'm going to take that one from the top. What have we got? Okay, so we've got a positive to start us out with, and then we've got these two negatives creeping in. Now, with those two negatives creeping in, it could be easy for us to get pessimistic. We could start feeling a little bit downhearted. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Black isn't always an attack. White isn't always all right. We've got to flip them over and see what we've got. And what we've got today is a change, a catalyst. Something is coming to an end and something is going to begin. It's not necessarily going to be a bad thing, but it isn't going to be something that's going to make you jump for joy either. The fact that it's a sheep, well, that just says that it's going to be a very harsh change. Now, as I've said before, the rabbit, which is probably the worst one for you, because it is your conflict, that comes in very, very quickly. No time to prepare for it. The pig, that comes in very slowly, and often initiated by you yourself. However, the sheep comes in without warning, and it's not the most compatible with the rooster either. The fact that it's in the positive, that's a good thing, I suppose, in some ways. But as I've said before, white isn't always all right. It's just a positive. It's the more positive side of something. It's the I want to say the opinion or the perspective of the person involved. They would see it as rather a good or a bad thing, silver lining and all that. All depends how you see these things. You know, you can choose to see them in a bad way or choose to see them in a positive way, but this isn't meant in a horrible way. This change or whatever it is, it's supposed to be a good thing, but it is going to come in very abruptly. It is going to come in very harshly, and it's going to take you by surprise a little bit. It is going to take you by surprise just a little bit. It may even make you feel lost. I don't want to say lost. It's going to make you feel a bit put out, a bit confused, a bit... Something's going to happen, and you're going to not expect it. And it's going to take you by surprise, which will probably lead us into this negative space. However, it's not intending to do that. It's not intending to do that. There's the pig, though. So we've got a double catalyst. Something's going to change, then your opinion's going to change on it. It's going to affect you in a more negative impact, maybe because of the way you choose to see it. As I say, that pig is a slow change. So maybe things were working out quite well with something, or something was headed in a good direction or going in the right direction. Didn't feel that way, though. Made you feel unsure, made you feel a bit confused. So what you did is you put on the brakes yourself. As I said, that pig is often initiated by the person involved. That person obviously being that rooster, which is you. So potentially you could have slowed down a little bit. You could have seen this change as a bit too much. You could have been, hang on a second, this doesn't feel like it should be this way. I'm going to slow down. Not change it completely, not change direction altogether, but more let's slow down and try and evaluate this situation. Let's slow down and have a look at this from a different perspective. The rooster and the boar, they're actually quite a good compatibility. They do get along okay. So I just don't think that this catalyst, this change overall, is a bad one. I mean, if it wanted to really be bad for you, we would have the black rabbit. I'm not trying to speak too soon because I don't know what this black is here, but we'd have the negative rabbit, I think, if it was supposed to be some sort of bad change. I think this is something you're not supposed to take too seriously. It's almost like a means to an end. You don't want to live in a way where you think everything's out to get you and everything's against you, because that's just going to make you live a miserable life. And not everything is out there to hurt you. Not everything is out there to hurt you and I don't know, cause problems for you. That's not what the world is for you. That's not what life has in store for you. So there's no need to look at a change and go, oh no, this is too much. I don't want this, or I can't deal with this right now, and then put the brakes on. Rather, you should just let things flow as they do and move into a place naturally. Just see what comes out of things naturally. The thing is with rooster people is the majority of roosters, you are going to be picky. You are going to be critical. You are going to be almost decisive with what you want and how you want things. So when things aren't necessarily working out to plan, it can be easy for you to slow down, put on the brakes, and try to work it out and put yourself in maybe a better position or more in the right position. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There's a hat trick. There's not a full hat trick. We don't have a black goat there. We have the white goat, but we still have a hat trick. A full triangle. The whole shebang. Big change. Big change that is just going to go downhill. Downhill and downhill some more. This does not look good. This does not look good. I would like to say that, black isn't an attack, but this is a conflict. We are going to see, I believe, some sort of communication lockdown where you don't want things to change. You don't want things to change. You're trying to put things on the brake, but that's just going to make things happen quicker. It's going to happen around you, and it may not even include you. And that's why we are now looking at a conflict. You could have just got away with the small changes or that one change that happened and be done with it. And we could have just moved on from that. But no, 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 no. You had to put the brakes on. Only to then slow down at an important uphill moment where not putting the brakes on would have actually assisted you more. But you put the brakes on, you changed things, you changed the dynamic. That created more change, which then unfortunately fractured off into more change, which made things happen around you quicker. And it all came crumbling down. Because now you're pedaling up that hill, not using the momentum that you could have got, because you tried to change things. You went up against the plan, the universe, the whatever it was, the fates. You decided to go up against it. You tried to stop it. You tried to stop whatever was happening because you yourself didn't feel comfortable with it. And that's fair enough. You can do that. Nobody's going to hold that against you. But there is always going to be consequences for our actions. And we can choose what we do. We will always have that right. We have the right to choose what we do. It's our decision to do whatever we feel we have to do. But the one thing that we can't do, the one thing that we cannot choose, and that is the consequence of your action. You can do whatever you want. That's your choice. But the consequence, however, that is not your choice. And there will always be consequences for actions. There'll always be a reaction to an action. Again, you could see it as a consequence or not, depending again on your perspective. But we are going to have a bit of a rough week. It's going to be very up and down, I think. Very up and down. Very emotionally, mentally, and physically challenging, to say the least. We'll find out if you survive that next week when we come back and do another reading for you guys born in the year of the rooster. My next reading will be for those born in the year of the dog. So if you're interested in what those guys are up to, I will see you over there next. If not, no worries. I'll just catch you in a video next time when we come back and do a video for you guys born in the year of the rooster. Thanks for watching. Love and peace.